I need to know. What's up with the obsession with the gorillas? Nah, you would win. You think so? Please, it's so dumb. No, it's a solid question, and ironically, because 100 men is so much, but a gorilla is so fucking strong. Like, surely 100 men can outpower a gorilla, right?
Versus one gorilla is just the newest online debate brought to you by people that have way too much time on their hands. And I'm no better, because here I am making a video about it. Because it's...
Nah, I mean, bro, 100 men, that's like a lot of fucking men, right? Though doesn't will get hurt. Yeah, but like, okay, are you allowed to use weapon? I guess not. So it's like barehanded. Fuck, that's rough. What the fuck can you do barehanded to a gorilla?
Because it's quickly gone from silly Twitter talk to what has to be a massive joke that I'm not in on. What's clear is one side is getting drastically overrated, while people obviously aren't taking the other side.
I am inevitable. Okay, that's kind of fucked up.
Seriously. Plus, I love animals and arguments, so if you're looking for a video to eat your lunch with, or to be the soundtrack of your commute,
you could start fisting it. Like, maybe it wouldn't be into that, you distract it and then you rip his nuts off. Or something like that. What? Like, or like testicular torsion? Well, because I heard this story, right? That there was like a dog owner and another dog attacked their dog. And the dog owner couldn't like pull his own dog away. So what he did is that shoved a few fingers up to the dog's ass. Right? And then the other dog let it go. So... It could be. Yeah, the Rotterdam. Don't worry about it. It's just, yeah.
You home.
If it
I'm going to break down the question you probably didn't care about in the first place, and by the end, you'll wonder how this was ever even a question. So here's the full truth of whether 100 unarmed men could beat one prime silverback gorilla. But first, we gotta understand what force of nature we're up against.
A silverback gorilla is like very strong, isn't it? Like, that could, like, rip you apart. Those are, like, big boys.
Now, I do have a couple recent videos on gorillas, so to not repeat myself too much, I do advise that you check those out for further context. But basically, everything we thought about gorillas back in the day was wrong. They're giant, non-violent, fart-happy pacifists, and the most dangerous thing about them is they can misunderstand regular human actions as an act of war. So while, yeah, if you smile at a silverback enough times, he eventually will put beats on you like a Cherokee drum, most times a gorilla is just...
Oh, right, because they don't like the teeth thing, right? Like, they are like, oh, you show teeth in my language. That means let's go. It's ready to tango or some shit like that. Yeah.
Worried about the 6,000 calories he eats a day. And thank the stars for that. Gorillas are built like the developer had something to prove. They took the human model and said, drag to resize. The result is an...
Can I just point out that I really don't like it how close it is to the human skeleton? Like... If like, it could be a guy from Alabama, too. If you would say that, yeah, it's just a guy from Alabama, I would trust you. I wouldn't care.
The result...
Who's gonna tell her? No! No, I evolutioned out of fish. Okay, I'm related to fishes.
Is an alpha ape with a stronger bite force than a grizzly,
I'm
allegedly,
a monkey.
hands that can crush a crocodile's skull, allegedly, and just strength that we really have no way to truly comprehend.
Bro, can we just agree that gorillas are cheek the fuck up? Like, every time I look at... I'm not a furry or anything like that, but they are always very cheeked up.
That man fully didn't plan to get casually ragdolled, but plans are always subject to change when you're around the prime ape. Gorillas might default to peace, but life is multiple choice. The question is, what kind of carnage comes when they choose violence? It's hard to imagine what a fully malice-motivated gorilla can do because it takes a lot for them to get to that point. The first phase of conflict involves using body language and gestures to send a message before hands even have to be thrown. Because for an animal that can spend over 12 hours a day eating, wasting calories on fights is poor resource management. The second phase of escalation...
Are gorillas even like vegan or something? Or do they just like vibe and eat whatever?
And screaming in really short bursts. Gorillas fight the way they fuck. What I mean is, the phase they run are like how they're hung. Not long at all, because again,
I also come and scream at short bursts every time something happens.
Most times, gorillas don't actually want to fight. But what about when they do? Yeah, that would be phase 3, and that usually happens when 2 silverbacks throw down for control of a group. Losing such would mean losing the 3 Fs: food, family, and the FCC won't let me finish.
Whoa, whoa, hold up. They were just cuddling. That was just cuddling with
research
the homies.
paper that
Holy
detailed
shit.
the injuries sustained in gorilla-on-gorilla fights, and based on that, you see
They
a
were
pattern.
just
Those
cuddling
teeth
the
are for more than just
homies.
undressing trees, and losers are often found with
Ay, ay, ay,
lacerations
ay,
and
ay.
puncture wounds all over the body. And unlike a leopard, which leaves small puncture wounds, the canines of a gorilla cause large gaping tears in victims. Even if the gorilla's bite strength has been exaggerated,
There is bite strength measurements for these animals. You know, these are the kind of jobs that when you're a kid, like you want to aspire to be. It's like, I want to be a scientist who will measure shit like this. That's
which
beautiful.
we will get into, even lowballing them puts them at the level of a hyena. One gorilla named Inshuti had his foot
Jesus
completely
Christ.
crushed with the tips of his fingers and ear bitten off. Gorillas also use their arms, not really to punch but to use as battering rams, and they've also been known to pull chunks of hair out with their hands. So safe to say, a gorilla's stiff arm to the back would crack your constitution like a glow stick and could dislocate or break human bones.
Bro, they can totally rip your balls off. I guarantee
By
you.
accident.
It
And with
wouldn't
many
even
victims
be
also recorded
an
with bite
effort
wounds
to
to the
them.
face, you'd probably
Holy
be able
shit.
to unlock your iPhone from 20 feet away after a gorilla puts jaws on you.
Yeah, just
so what
like
chance
that,
would an army of
bam.
humans have against a 500-pound berserker? Well, hot take. Gorillas have been drastically overrated in many ways. First as
No.
fighters. Gorillas aren't efficient fighters. They're more physical brawlers and grapplers. And
Yeah, but have you seen men fighting? I mean, we are incredibly inefficient. I swear to God, every time I look at like men wrestling or something, it just looks like butt sex. They are just like grinding on each other. They are just like hugging. And it's like, yep, okay, like that guy must be having fun.
with everything I've said, most fights last anywhere from a couple seconds to 1 to
Have
2
you never
minutes at the
seen
most.
it?
Also, as strong as gorillas are, their strength has been overrated. There are some animals that just get more and more OP the more people talk about them. Chimps have been said to have the strength of
Dude, chimps are freaking me out. It's not normal that they don't have hair on. They are scary.
8 men when really it's closer to 1.5. It's just that they're stronger in all the ways that can kill you. And grizzly bears are already big enough, but then you got people claiming they could decapitate a full-grown moose with one swipe. Now what idiot would say that? And
Oh
this
my
debate
God.
has people swearing a gorilla would rip a whole man in half like a phone book with nary a sweat. I knew the gorilla propaganda peaked when this was an actual debate.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The tickets was only $25 for a grizzly versus gorilla? Come on. That's like nothing. Give me 5. Holy shit.
Doctor Strange can conjure up 14 million realities. You won't find one
Yeah,
where
so
a plus-size
affordable.
protein-packing primate can do anything to a full-strength grizzly bear taking him seriously. Especially since there's a much smaller predator known to give gorillas problems. Gorillas have been documented getting preyed on by African leopards. Even with jungle leopards being bulkier due to
I don't want to be like that, but that leopard is kind of fat. Look at the chunky boy.
less
Oh,
competition,
shit.
that's still an at most 180-pound cat past tensing Optimus Prime. Now let me be
Damn.
fair, these are rare and leopards usually
Good.
go for
Aw,
hoofed
I'm
animals,
sorry.
wild pigs, and monkeys. Gorillas are actually too big and too social to be a regular on the grocery list, so it sounds like my whole point is trash. But that same paper listing gorilla-on-gorilla violence also showed the aftermath of leopard attacks. In those reports, all leopard victims took bite wounds to the head and most of the arms, with lacerations localized about the neck and claw marks on the trunk. So even though it is rare and a one-on-one between a silverback and a leopard might murk both, if a gorilla can struggle with less than 200 pounds of predator, a 900-pound duratio would give Harambe a bunkmate.
This is the kind of fella the women would choose in the forest. Do you guys remember when that was a thing? It's like the women like, oh, you're in the forest. Would you choose the bear or the man? Like, the amount of women were like, oh, I would choose the bear. Like, I would not. Bro, that bear is going to like slice me and dice me up. Like, I can like punch a guy in the dick or I can twist his balls. I cannot do that with a bear. Holy shit. No.
Also, against 100 men,
Fuck
there are
that.
some very real issues that could be game over for the gorilla.
Go for the
big one
knees.
is endurance.
The bear
Gorillas
knees,
are
nuh-uh.
dangerously close to being hot girl fit. They're best using explosive bursts of energy, not sustained strain over a long period of time, and a fight against 100 humans would likely last hours, which
I can't tell if this person was like trying to run away and hide for their life, or is this just a gameplay, or... Yeah.
is really bad considering compared to us,
As a white woman, you can fuck a bear. This is the kind of privilege I would... I don't really want it. Thank you, but nah, I don't want it. Can I politely refuse, like without offending any parties? It's okay, you earned it. Oh, that's so kind of you.
Gorillas have poor temperature
Very
control.
nice.
Gorillas don't have as many sweat glands as humans.
I
If
don't
we're
want
talking
them.
about mountain
Thank you.
gorillas, the thick fur would make it a 1-on-1 versus 1. The men and the risk of heat stroke. That is, if the ape doesn't just have a heart attack. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in gorillas in zoos, and 70% of male gorillas in zoos.
I don't know why, but the gorilla having a heart attack feels incredibly ridiculous in my hand.
Suffer from heart disease that'll pass tense them
Rest in
prematurely.
a
Now that might
pee-pee.
just apply to zoo gorillas, but it's still a factor. Another is the very temperament of the gorilla is highly non-confrontational.
Bro.
They're more likely.
Dude, there is something evil about geese or goose. Gooses? I don't know, man. Those birds are just pure fucking evil. I don't know why. Yeah, they are the fucking devil. Hey, Dibbler. Dude, the same goes with swans. Have you guys ever met swans in real life? Like, from distance, they are elegant and beautiful. And then swans are just like, they are bullies. Like, here I am, mighty human, and that motherfucker just like hisses at me. Like, bitch, what do you want? I'm going to grab your neck and shake you around.
To run away than run a fade. But most importantly, the brawling, grappling build is
Bruh.
not a good combat style against multiple enemies.
Nuh-uh.
We know that cause there's another African predator that's been giving gorillas hell, and you may not have even realized it. And it's
Koala.
weird because for a while, gorillas and chimpanzees seem like they were on good terms. They've been recorded foraging together, and they'll even have their version of
Oh shit, they
As a
have like
warrior
wars.
of the great motherland,
Yeah,
I will 1v1 in the ring with the bear.
yeah.
Wish me luck. The Svidoniak comrade.
I believe in you. You can do it.
primate playdates. That all changed when the chimp started chimping. A couple years ago in Luongo National Park,
The
scientists
chimp
witnessed
attack!
a gang of 18 chimps jump a gorilla family of
Oh
5.
my God!
That's 3
You
females,
guys remember
1
the chimp
baby, and a
attack?
silverback. The turf war lasted an hour, and even with the silverback apparently testing
Wow.
ragdoll physics, throwing chimps in the air, and even managing to injure 3.
Did you know that the geese have 2 tongues? Why? Wait, why do they have to have that? I don't like that.
Eventually, he was surrounded and chased off by 9 chimps. The adults got away, but the chimps managed to
Aw.
snatch the baby gorilla of the group, which was promptly eaten. The second attack
No, bro, why would you eat a baby? There's like no meat on it. Also, it was cute. What they should have done is that they have the gorilla and they gaslight it into chimpanzee propaganda. And then once the gorilla grows up, you send it back and then like spreads like the false info. Oh, it would have been amazing.
attack involved 27 chimpanzees and 7 gorillas, and this time, the silverback made a business decision and immediately climbed out of the
it's
trees and fled the
baby.
scene. Yes, comparing chimps to humans is comparing durians to jackfruit. The moral here is the one gorilla can not only be overwhelmed, but neutralized by numbers. Because if there's one thing that's being dangerously underrated, it's the power of friendship. Don't laugh, I'm serious. If you remember this picture, then you know this was the 100 Men, 1 Gorilla of 2018.
I'll pick 2, they will defend you, the rest is coming to kill you. Ooh, okay. Okay, let me look. Is that a 10,000 fucking rats? I will definitely pick 10,000 rats as one of them. Like, 10,000 rats must be annoying as fuck. The sniper... Ooh, I don't know about that. The gorilla... Okay, Ooh, but we have like area. This is hard. There's so many good options. The 15 wolves. Wolves plus rats. 10,000. That like you underestimate how much is
Pokato keep having
10,000.
cray yay weekend social
Hey,
battery
everybody.
kaboot, but I make sure I come for quick bit to wish Space Cato and Pokato's lovely weekend.
15 wolves will overpower everything.
Pokato blankies.
You think 15 wolves would overpower 10,000 rats? I think you're wrong. 10,000 rats is insane. Not picking that as a base is actually throwing the game. 1 dude and 10k rats have my back. Honestly, the sniper is pretty good because it would be able to shoot everything. You might be right. 10k rats as a tank plus a sniper. Yeah. I would choose the 50 birds. The birds is good too. I'm like bouncing between the sniper and the birds, but definitely 10k rats.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Everything here is coming for your life, except the 2 you pick to run defense for you. And I'm just gonna kill the suspense. If one of those picks isn't the 10,000 rats,
Exactly.
you have no idea how big 10,000 is.
Bro, wasn't there a game about this? Wasn't there like the Tales, like plague tales or whatever, in a sense.
Wait, I have a question. Can we instruct the 10
Yeah.
alligators to surround us and protect us while the wolves are out hunting our opponents, Munkerham?
I am not sure. I mean, I'm sure they will defend you, but like, I'm not sure if you can like telepathically tell them to be homies.
Is. Add eagles for aerial support, and the rest of the field would have over 200 rats to deal with each. And it's cause the power of plurality is one of the most broken strategies in nature. Mobbing refers to an anti-predator behavior where
Sure.
prey animals approach, harass,
Yeah, the plague tale innocence, basically. Yes, yes.
sometimes attack their own predator. It's how one animal can shift an almost impossible matchup in their favor. One hyena to a lion is a chew toy. Add 20 and it's a life lesson. Pilot whales have been on record chasing orcas out of high competition areas and even
the
actively
orcas.
following the sounds of orca hunts. There's plenty of examples of weaponized unity in nature, but probably my favorite case of what's akin to a mob happens off the coast of South Africa.
This is why Twitter is dangerous, man. You have all these retards together and they are all coming at you, and then boom, you got a Google Doc and it's like, bye-bye. My experiences with...
Where fur seals have to risk their spot on the
Right?
census every time they check the fridge. Cause the seals can't go out for groceries without the chance of running into the biggest predatory fish on earth. Every year, great white sharks will gather around fur seal nurseries and snatch any inexperienced pups. The
Is it true that if you like switch like a shark upside down, then they're just gonna be vibing that because they are like fainting or something? Or is it like, I don't know, get rotated? Do they get like really just like, don't rotate me sort of thing? Why? Some sharks, not all. Why some? What's happening to them? Do they like, oh my god, gravity? It's so beautiful.
problem is so many sharks show up that a seal can dodge one great white right into the jaws of another. You've seen this movie before. But there's an alternate ending. Scientists have recorded fur seals squatting up into one giant group and using their numbers to turn on the sharks closing in. And as the mob gets bigger, the seal force gets more confident, leading to them escorting the 20-foot
Bro, I have never seen a shark getting bullied by seals. That's crazy.
assault submarines back out to sea. So with all this, now it doesn't
What
seem
the
like a
fuck?
stretch to favor 100 men over just one gorilla. You could argue that the seals
Whee! Look at those little motherfuckers. There is something psychotic about the seal's eyes. There is something evil in them.
and the other mob merchants aren't actually getting physical with their final boss. That's true. Everyone's asking if
Why is this gorilla kind of hot? Like, he's kind of daddy. Jesus Christ. Furry? No, but like, look at it. There is something. Never mind.
If 100 men could off a
Never
gorilla,
mind.
no one's asking how. Well, that's why I'm here. But first, obligatory, don't try this on a gorilla, or at least don't blame me for the consequences if you do. In a fight against a simian weighing a shack and a half, it's all about attacking the weak points, and a gorilla's weak points are the same as ours.
Nuts. Grab them by the nuts and twist them.
Eyes, throat, mouth, and for measure, the jewels of the South. It's all about delivering
He phrased it so beautifully. The jewels of the South.
damage that actually matters, and to do that, someone would have to perform the Draymond Green special and go for the eyes and blind him. Someone else would have to suffocate the supersized simian, either by bear hugging his windpipe, which only Tarzan backpacking plot armor can do, or by shoving your entire arm down his throat. And
Aw, bro,
2
Hey,
years
Fluffy.
heart.
Bro, I'm not sure if like fisting a gorilla's mouth is. I mean, where are the stats about the biting strength? Like, do you think a gorilla is strong enough to bite through your arm, break the bone, and just rip it off? Because it might be. Yeah, then maybe don't fist in. Let someone else fist in. I'm still saying that if you would shove an entire arm up his ass, then you might get at least some sort of reaction out of it. Maybe it would let the guard up or something.
And since you're already negotiating your arm elbow deep in esophagus, you'd also have to pull the gorilla's tongue out. I call that the leopard method, because a 73-year-old
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I know it's degenerate, but what if instead of fighting, you turn the gorilla on? What if it starts forgetting about the violence because it becomes horny and you just distract it with horniness? I'm not a furry. I'm just strictly thinking about survivals. It got horny, I'm mad. Well, but listen, you sacrificed one of the homies and he will get humped, and then you guys will like get at it, right? Like you will just like get distracted and then you attack it.
World once soloed an attacking leopard by reaching into its mouth and ripping out the leopard's liquor. And speaking of grab and pull, someone would have to be elected to perform Draymond's final smash and go for the gorillas.
He might bite your whole arm off, but he ain't swallowing it in one gulp.
Yeah, but like, do you want to sacrifice your arm? I know that he's handsome and all that shit, but I don't know, man. I kinda am a big fan of my arm.
Unmentionables. Hey, don't judge. This is war. The rest would have to use their combined strength to pin the primate down.
I can't wait for the Skinfoot Bear Grylls survival show. After drinking a bottle of my own piss, I'll then have to jerk off 10 gorillas.
That's awful. Okay, that's, thank you. Like,
They're delivering kicks to the gorilla's flank, the most powerful natural attack to the gorilla's most vulnerable area. That would probably be the best way to chip away at a gorilla. One problem though, this is still a gorilla we're talking about. Even with everything I said about their strength
in
being
a life and death situation, yes, I would sacrifice my arm over my life.
You know, I actually want to say that I would do the same, but I am not sure if I would be able to. Like, I think I would be too distracted by the fact that I'm going to lose a limb, and I would just shit my pants, and I'm not sure if my survival instinct is that strong. Or I would be just like, yeah, at least I don't have to file my taxes, you know?
A gorilla fighting for its life would show you destruction like you've never seen. It doesn't matter how many men, the method, or the facet. For those first few, their only outcome is a closed casket. Even if numbers eventually win, those first dozen or so men would be horrifically maimed, mutilated, or straight up murked. You can argue that if I can mention that 100 men running over the hill would intimidate even a gorilla, witnessing men getting mauled and disfigured would inflict psychological damage. There's an argument that witnessing the sheer carnage
Nah, the more we talk about it, the more convinced I am that 100 men would be able to kill a gorilla. Like, I bet that there would be many people who die. At least the first 10 or 20 people who goes at it. But eventually, just because of the rats, you know?
would weaken the resolve of the others,
If they work together,
destabilizing the army. And you have to remember, if mobbing is natural, doing so in a way that guarantees a portion of your team sees Tupac live isn't. Even animals like hyenas will fall back if they sense they don't have
20 to 25 men could do easy peasy. You think that would be enough? How about 100 women? Surely. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Make it 100 women and gorilla. Who wins? No one. The gorilla will need fucking therapy. The gorilla will be like, I don't even want this anymore. I just want to lay down.
Have enough of an
It will
advantage
become
in a clan
depressed.
fight. But there's a catch. The tweet that started all this said, dedicated to that shit. Surely if men can watch bunkmates get blown to bits in a war, then you can find 100 willing to die by the gorilla. If they can withstand the visceral reaction of seeing jaws getting detached, limbs getting dislocated, and a field of open fractures, 100 men would definitely beat a gorilla. And moral of the story, we have strayed so far from the Halo of Harambe. Yeah, this is the part where I do the annoying thing and turn a tweet made by someone who definitely wouldn't pass a P-test into a lecture. But like I said in the other video, gorillas have already been getting the middle finger from humanity, either in the wild or in zoos. Whether it's trophy hunting or bushmeat, habitat loss, or an unsupervised minor, humans have the highest KD ratio against our green machine cousins. Because a gorilla has never...
Why are they so cheeked up? I can't get over it. Why are they so cheeked up? They're
Imagine
so
you
cheeked up.
just killed the gorilla just to get drafted for the 1,000 men versus 1 T-Rex right after.
Yeah, or like one of the 1,000 men versus Bonnie Blue. You know, like, good luck with that.
Been on record life depriving a person, even when they may have had a reason. Yet the mountain gorilla is nearly in bed with extinction mostly because of humans. But not all humans. Some dedicate their entire lives to the welfare of this giga ape, which is why I will be donating to Virunga National Park. Not only do they treat and protect the gorillas there as family, they often have to risk their lives regularly going against poachers. That and the fact that I made a video detailing how to murk an endangered species makes my soul itch, so link down below if you'd like to donate as well. I'm not kidding when I say they're family. This man was seen comforting one of his young gorillas after his mother died. And fun fact,
bro, dude. That's so sad. I like to think that animals are dumb enough that they don't have to feel like the burden of empathy and shit like that. It makes me sad. It's like, that poor fella was grieving. And like, how do you comfort one of the gorillas that like, there, I know it sucks. It will get better. You can't even tell them.
Virunga Nationals, where we
Aw.
got this gem. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Fun little
Sad.
video that nobody should take seriously. Nah, but I think I'm gonna start doing the animal versus animal face-off videos again. So let me know what animal matchup you'd like to see me yap about. There's one I've been wanting to
I
get
would
into
win.
for a while. Friendly reminder that I have a book, 100 animals that'll
He made a book, 200 animals that can fucking end you. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think all of the animals could fucking end me. Like, that doesn't mean much. This book, for me, it would be like triple, quadruple the length.
bleeping end you. I'd say more, but the name's no marketing. Also, I have a Patreon, but reminder that your money's probably just gonna buy me lunch, so don't spend a check unless you've always wanted to indirectly feed me Wendy's. Or you might just fund my next trip. I mean, all this talk about gorillas, who knows? Maybe I'll go
No, he is going to do the gorilla. He's going to go and bend over, and it's gonna be like, it's gorilla time. Gentlemen, it is time. The honey badger? Wait, what about the honey badger? What the fuck? He's going to lead the charge. No!